Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to see this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for the month of January of 2025. It's already that time of the year. And it is for the element of air. Air covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you're Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or have air high up in your charts, then this message is for you. And these are general readings, so the messages are timeless, so take what works, leave the rest for someone else. And if you've never had your charts read, there's a link in the description. You can check that out. For your natal charts, it's a really good product. It's not sponsored or anything fun like that, but it's a really good tool to have at your disposal if you're interested. So we'll get started now with our I-ching hexagram, which I cast the hexagram before the video, and we're at number 35 for air. This is the hexagram of progress. Progress, the richly endowed prince receives royal favors in the form of numerous steeds and is granted an audience 3 times in a single day. Air, it's looking like you have got a good month of January. It's also saying there's going to be some speedy movements here. Whatever you're working on right now is going to be amplified as far as the return on it, whatever that may look like for you. But it's definitely going to be a good month. And also be ready for some unexpected positive visitors too. So your foundation line here. When progress seems likely to be cut short, righteous persistence brings good fortune. To respond to lack of confidence with liberality entails no error. Even if things are not moving the way you want them to, keep your eyes on the prize. What is your end game? What is it you're going towards? Even if you don't feel like you're confident for it, fake it till you make it. Normally I won't say that, but in this situation here, it's definitely a fake it till you make it type of situation. And our second line, where progress is being made sorrowfully, righteous persistence brings good fortune. A little happiness is received thanks to the Queen Mother. When you start working, there are days like that, and that confidence is not quite where it needs to be, that you're going to be just, do I have to do this again today? Keep pushing forward. You have an end game. Keep that goal in mind. If you've made vision boards for the year or you've set up your affirmations, keep doing that. Keep focusing. Keep putting in those next steps. It doesn't matter what else is going on. It's that righteous persistence. Being honest, ethical, moral in how you move forward is very, very important. And a little happiness is received thanks to the Queen Mother. This could be a female coworker. It could be a elder female in your family. It could be the feminine aspect of the divine. But the happiness is not going to come from anything outside of that feminine corner. So our third line, all are in accord, regret vanishes. The more you work towards your goal, the more things are going to start to line up in that path. The big thing is, don't get distracted because there's something shiny over there. Is that part of your goal? Is that part of the end game you're working towards, air? If it's not, leave the shiny thing over there and keep going. Your fourth place line, which is the solid one here, squirrel-like progress, persistence would have serious consequences. Keep pushing forward, but don't rush. Don't try to hoard things as they come in. Money is an energy. Finances are energy. Prosperity, abundance, those are energies. So when they come in, pass them forward. Because if they come in and you hold on to them too tight, you're actually going to choke your situation out. And so it's that speediness, but also squirrels hoard things, and then they forget where they hoard them. So don't get into that situation where you have to hoard everything. Your fifth place line, regret vanishes, care not for loss or gain. To seek some goal or destination now would bring good fortune. Everything is favorable. Pretty black and white there. Stay focused on the goal. Keep doing those next steps. You're going to hit whatever it is you're aiming for, just as a matter of how fast. If you're following those next steps and doing so in an honest, ethical, moral situation, it's going to be even faster. So, our capstone here. He advances as with lowered horns, intent solely upon subduing the cities of his enemies. Whether his affairs go awry or prosper, he is not in error, but for him to persist thus would involve him in ignominy. Basically, keep focused, doing the right thing, and like I said, that moral and ethical stance. When the head's lowered, you're coming in for the attack. You're going to start a fight. You're going to beat this thing one way or another. Don't do that. That kind of energy is not going to set up for you very well this month, Air. But that persistence of moving forward, moving towards your goals with open, honest, clear communication is what is going to work best for you. And Air, you're the element of communication. That should be pretty easy. You're also the element of truth. It's kind of hard to lie to Air people, but definitely keep your focus, keep working towards those big goals, and don't worry so much about the side stuff. And even if it's difficult or hard to move forward in, it's definitely the time to say, I've got this, I'm going to do it anyway. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Things will end up working out all right. So now we'll hop into our tarot, and I read week by week. There's about 4.5 weeks in January, so we'll read 5 weeks. I read a guide or guardian for the week, a message from source, and a lesson or challenge from the tarot. So we'll get started here with our first guide, which is Giraffe. Aspire to the higher knowledge and wisdom, and you're working with Archangel Jophiel, and we'll get what the book has to say. Not super familiar with these guys just yet. Where's the book? There it is. So for Giraffe, we have the regal and elegant fifth dimensional giraffe descends to Earth from Orion, the constellation of wisdom, fits Air, carrying high frequency light. Their crown chakras are open, and this enables them to reach energetically into the galaxies to access knowledge and wisdom and download it into their energy fields. They stay connected with their home Orion through the ray of truth, and they spread this light through the ley lines of Earth. So, Air, giraffes are going to be kind of a patron for you because they are elements and energies of wisdom. They tap into the wisdom ray if you work with the teaching of the Law of One through the Raw prophecies. That's where that kind of ties in. It's really, this first week is you being ready to step into who you are as a person, as a whole. That goes into the I-ching of righteous persistence, staying focused and doing the right thing. Being upfront and honest as you move forward is what's going to open the best doors for you. Your message from Source is, you are not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. It does not matter what other people think. This month is about you doing the best thing for you, you doing the best thing for your inner circle, and you doing the best thing for those around you. Sometimes those moral, ethical, honest decisions that you're making to others might seem harsh, might seem a little bit, well, that's coarse, or that might be a little bit rude. Doesn't matter. It's the right thing for you in that moment, and that's where you're headed. Truth is not something that is ever nice. Truth is rough. Truth is brutal. And for Air, you don't know how to be anything but truthful. To lie is kind of like drinking poison for you, so you'll be in a good spot in that respect. And that also means that some people may not be willing to work with you, and the message from Source is saying, don't worry about those people. They'll fade away, or they will come up to speed, but don't tamper and damper your candle for them. Your lesson or challenge is the King of Michael, principled, rational, ambitious, and respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. They're saying there may be a situation in this first week that may challenge your honesty, challenge that being willing to step up and say the thing. What they're saying here is, do not be swayed. The giraffe and the message from Source are both saying, you have a right to be in the position you're in. Don't let someone else try to change that, and be okay with them not liking what you're saying. Sometimes you have to be a little bit firm in your truth, which is called discipline, and people don't like to be disciplined, but that's the vibe that's coming up this week. So your second week guide or guardian is the sheep. Not well. There we go. And the sheep is with act with fortitude and cooperation with the archangels of Gabriel and the angels of hope. Sheep with their loving, innocent hearts came from the Pleiades to offer wool and to share their milk and joy. They enter through the Archangel Gabriel's high-frequency portal of Mount Shasta. Like all creatures from the star cluster, they carry the symbol of 33 petaled in blue in their aura. So they are the products that carry healing and energy of the Christ light frequencies. Through sheep, Archangel Hope touches people with optimism and helps them to keep their spirits high so they can aspire to achieve their full potential. It is this noble service that enables these gentle animals to bear their current conditions on earth with fortitude. Sheep are an interesting breed. But what I'm hearing for this week is the first week was connecting into your wisdom, connecting into your knowledge, and being willing to step out in that. The second week, be gentle. Be gentle with others. Be gentle with yourself. Even when you have to speak those harsher truths, that doesn't mean you have to do so maliciously or with anger in your heart. Sometimes just speaking the truth simply and doing it blunt, point blank, honest, and to the point. Don't add a bunch of extra words. It's not necessary. May not be the most easy thing to do, but it's the necessary thing to do. Little white lies don't always end up with the best option, so be upfront with what you're saying. You can be gentle about it. That's what the sheep's saying. Be gentle about how you portray it, but do not sugarcoat what really needs to be said. Your message from Source is Hiereth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. There is this call to step beyond. Things may not be feeling like this is home anymore, which it probably isn't. The sheep is saying to be open and honest with how things are, but that also says to be open and honest with yourself. Do you feel like you're stepping out of time? Like this is not the place where you want to be. This is not who you thought you would be. In the first week, it's stepping out, being a little bit, be okay with being unique and strange. And in the second week, it's saying, because you're not probably in the bubble you're supposed to be in. Things might have shifted in the last couple of months or years, which if they haven't shifted, you're lucky. But it's saying it's okay to not feel comfortable in this moment because things require change. And Air, I'm hearing that this is a good time for you to look at ways to adjust things. Maybe something is not working anymore and it's time to make that shift. Maybe it's time to make that move that you've been thinking about. Make those adjustments because where you're at doesn't fit anymore. It's not comfortable and you're feeling that I don't belong here energy. This is saying time to look at those other options and see what catches your attention or what might be available for you. Your lesson or challenge is the 9 of Gabriel. They could have done better on this picture. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. So this is saying be ready because when the opportunity does come up from that higher earth energy, that it may only ring once. So pay attention, but follow your instinct, follow your intuition. God Source Divine is going to work to help direct you in the right path. I mean, you still have free will. You can do what you need, what you want to do. But if you're not following those moral, ethical, honest paths, you might take a little bit longer to get where you want to go. And like with the I-ching, it's that righteous persistence that's important. And it talks about with the I-ching, there's going to be times where there's a little bit of a struggle this month. And it's all based on, are you being distracted by other things or are you staying focused on what you're actually going for? And if you're not focusing, then you might want to check back in because something's not adding up correctly. So our third week's guide or guardian is the horse. Care for others and let them be free with Archangels Mary and Christiel. Horses are incarnate from Lakumi, the ascended aspect of Sirius. These elegant, refined, and magnificent creatures are all fifth dimensional. Their sole contract is to serve humanity, while in return we agree to look after them, honor them, and let them be free. These beautiful animals have huge heart centers, and there has always been a strong bond of love between horses and humans. They're great healers and have special closeness with children. They are linked with the Archangel Mary, who pours her divine healing light through them. If you've never been around a horse, you may not understand exactly what that means. But when you have a horse that is so connected and so trusting of you, that they'll let you put a saddle on, that they'll let you pet underneath their belly. You can literally walk around that thing, and they are so trusting of you that you don't have to question. This week is saying they want you to understand you do have people in your life that are in that state. You might be that person that you're so moral, so grounded, and so ethical that people just know they can trust you. And the horses are coming in to remind you, just because things might be a little bit shaky at times, that doesn't mean you get to give up on your ethics. That doesn't mean you get to give up on your morals and how you show up in the world. With horses in this third week, it's a call to Remember what it means to need someone and what it means to be needed by someone. Use that energy wisely and correctly. Never abuse it. Abusing that, you're going to hurt yourself in ways you don't probably realize in the moment. So definitely be upfront, but be open to trusting somebody where they're at. Doesn't mean you have to let them into your circle, but you can trust them over there. So your message from Source is star bathing, light body, crystal grids, transmissions, and activations. This is where we get into what that means with the horse. They're bringing in this higher frequency energy, and I'm hearing this is a rose gold type energy, so you can focus on that when your meditations. But it's time to reconnect. This month is going to be a good one. You might have the second week looks like it might be a little bit hiccupy, but this third week is time to reconnect, and that's where that horse energy and the star bathing, it's saying do the things that help your soul light up. And if you've ever went out and whistled for a horse to come and it comes parading across the field, excited to see you, it makes your heart just enliven. If you get the chance in this third week of January, I know if you're in the north it's cold, go put over to a friend's house who has horses and just watch them, interact with them. There's so much beauty in those creatures, and that's that star bathing where you're actually bathing in the energy of the divine through a physical animal. It doesn't mean you're worshiping the animal, don't go there, but it's saying you can see how they were made in that divine aspect because we needed that reminder. Your lesson or challenge is the 8 of Raphael. There is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right. A spiritual quest. You're getting more connected through the middle of the month. The first part, you're more getting your stuff together on the outside and really trying to work through any issues that are coming up. But this third week, your challenge is now that you're getting more physically stable and you might have to deal with an issue or two, this third week is about being called back. What are you doing to deepen your spiritual practice? Whether that is prayer, meditation, reading the Bible, rosaries, whatever it is, what are you doing to reconnect? And if you're not feeling it, this is where that challenge comes in. Make it a disciplined action. This is what I'm going to do. Get up a half an hour early so that you can get it done before you go to work, or set aside time after dinner to do the thing. But this third week is saying you're being called to tap back into that spirituality, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge is what I'm hearing, Air. So be gentle with yourself, but also be disciplined in your actions. Your fourth week's guide or guardian is the goat. And we are an act from your innate wisdom. You're working with archangels Polemiac and Pan, the god of nature. Pan's an interesting one, but goats are interesting creatures as well. Goats originate from Orion, the ascended constellation of enlightenment, are highly intelligent, and they're often misunderstood, though when they feel appreciated, they are generous, loyal, and nurturing. They love to be free to wander, spreading golden light and wisdom wherever they go. They balance this desire for space and independence by enjoying the companionship of their own herd. These special animals have a great sense of balance. They love to clamber in the mountains and stand on rocks and peaks, gazing at the world and seeing it from all higher perspectives. When you see a goat standing on a pinnacle, it may be linking into Orion for inspiration, for their sole mission is to lighten the vibration of our planet. Goats are goofy creatures, so there's this tying back into that, be okay with being a little bit weird energy, and they love to be on top. Well, you might want to be on top in certain areas of your life, but that doesn't mean you have to be there. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're going to fall down. Just simple ethics there. But if you're doing it because you want to help others and you want to see the beauty and the broader picture, that way you can help others to step up to that state, then do so. If you're in management, understand what it means to be the everyday worker. And since you're in management, now you can see the bigger picture, but don't be afraid to translate that down so that they can see it as well. And if you're like the head of the household, which is another pinnacle, when you're looking, across the family from the broader perspective, don't belittle people. They're all there to support, they're all there to work together, and you wouldn't be in your situation if you're on the pinnacle if you didn't have them supporting you. Think of a pyramid. You take out the base, the top falls. Same concept. So you are the goat. You're having to learn to expand your knowledge and awareness, see things from the bigger picture, because it gives you a window to interact with those who are not quite there yet. Your lesson or your message from source is lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. When you look at things from the broader perspective, you can see the stuff that doesn't need to be there anymore. You can see the stuff that you've been putting focus on maybe that is no longer necessary. It's also saying when you start questioning everything, you're questioning stuff. Okay, I haven't used fill in the blank for the last 6 months. Is it something that I actually still need? I haven't picked up this, whatever it is, in the last year. Is it something I still need? Just FYI, the pants, the shirts, the dresses, if you haven't worn them in the last year, get rid of them. First of all, they're going to probably be out of fashion if you follow that. But second of all, even if you got down to the weight, are you really going to want to wear the old clothes? Or are you going to want to go buy something new? So this is saying get rid of the things that are just weighing you down, the things that are no longer necessary, air, and move forward in more of a cleaned out air state. It's the first day of the year, time to start doing some of that work anyway. But this 4th week is a reminder that, put the Christmas decorations back in the closet where they belong. They've probably been sitting in the living room for the last couple of weeks or whatever it is, but definitely get that stuff put away, because this 4th week is looking at things from the broader perspective so you can see what needs to be fixed and dealt with. Get the clutter out. Your lesson or challenge is the 10 of Michael. A situation has ended. You're finally free. New opportunities for happiness will follow. Put the past behind you. Once you clean things out, it's saying don't bring them back. You got rid of that situation. You cleared out that space. You cleared out that energy. Why would you wallow back in the mud after taking a shower? So this 4th week, you're clearing, you're cleaning, you're looking at things from the broader perspective and translating it down to those who may not be on the same level. But that doesn't mean you have to get back into the mud with them. Stay up there and teach them how to get out of the mud. And that's going to be a little bit of a challenge because you're on your own path and you're kind of doing your own thing, but that doesn't mean you don't have the opportunity to share what you know, how you've grown with others. And the best way to do that is live by example. So let's take a peek here at our 5th week. And we have the dog. Be disciplined in home and community life. You are working with Archangel Zariel. One more there. And we have all canines, wolves, foxes, domestic hounds, and others, originate from Sirius, where the golden ray of Christ is kept. They incarnate to bring this unconditional love to earth and pass this pure light of love to other people and other animals. Dogs are mainly learning about various forms of family structure. Their spiritual purpose of a domestic dog is to be a companion. They have surrendered their familiarity with their own kind to support us. They are giving and receiving of love while learning and teaching about discipline and joy. Some of the best lessons you can learn are from the animals that you're getting right now, Air, because you've got the giraffe, you've got the sheep, you've got the horse, the goat, and the dog. Be smart, have fun, be gentle, but be an honest and loyal companion. These are all aspects of the energy coming forward that really does tie into your I-ching, saying, with the people who are in your inner circle, stay connected. Don't worry so much about what's going on outside of that. If a new person comes in, be trusting and honest with them, but don't let them also abuse that trust. If they start to, head that direction, it's all right to step away, let them do their thing, that looking at stuff from the higher perspective. That way you don't have to get tied up if they happen to start going down the wrong path. And their wrong path is wrong to you. It doesn't mean theirs is different, unless they're doing something really dumb. But your message from Source is you are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. When you have the energy of the dog coming in and you're mixing it with you're not alone, the companions in your inner circle are the ones that are going to keep you grounded and stable, especially in this 5th week. There may be a call or a inner drive to really separate away from all of the chaos going on in the outside world, and that's fine. Do that. You do not need to be involved if it's really pushing against your heart, your soul, your morals or ethics, because you want to be upfront and honest with how things are playing out this month. And when you're working in this 5th week with the dog energy, it's be loyal to those who are showing themselves to be truthful and honest, which is what you aspire or you are trying to do at your highest frequency. Your lesson or challenge is the 7 of Ariel. You have invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Review your progress, make plans for the next endeavor. As you wrap up January, you're coming to the end of the month, which is also saying, what have you learned this month? Check in with yourself, see where you're at. It could be a little bit of a challenge to do that, especially when you're trying to pull away because you're kind of feeling a little overwhelmed this week. But take the time to journal it out. What have you been through? Write down the good things, the bad things. Be very grateful for the good. Be grateful for the lessons you learned from the bad. The Seven of Ariel is saying you're completing a small cycle, microcosm versus macrocosm, and that allows you to move beyond where you used to be. That is a growth potential, growth cycle that you have just completed. So really embrace where you're at, embrace the lessons and the joy and even the pitfalls that God's Source Divine has shown you. It's allowed you to grow and become a different person. Even in a 1 month time, you might be surprised how much you can shift when you really connect to that higher frequency. So with that, we'll wrap up this reading. I hope you guys have a great month of January, and I will see you in the next video.